Hey, crank it up, it's Greener here. I promised you a tip video, and here we go. First video, you're running a China concept. It's an underneath route, and you pass lead to your receiver, which contributed to the interception. He throws a poor pass lead based upon his skill rating. But you could have helped yourself a bit by throwing this route a little bit earlier. You want to throw it 2 or 3 steps out of the break, like right here, throw it right there, real early in that window, and then you can turn it upfield and make a play. These China concepts are great underneath routes, especially you run levels, so you can run 2 or 3 deeper levels as well. But throw this underneath, just throw it quicker, real quick, right before the hash marks, no later than those hash marks, and you'll have more success. This play you throw across the middle here, and it's real tough this year throwing across the middle. You got to be 100% sure on your reads that the plays available across the middle. You want to stick to either sidelines and have a game plan going into it. And in this particular play, you got a real nice high-low read here. This tight end running a flat, and one of the slots also running a flag deeper, with just one cornerback able to cover between those 2 players. So you just throw to the guy he's not covering, in which case this side he's not covering the tight end. So that's an easy 4 or 5 yard gain. Or if that's not open, just throw it deep to this guy running a streak. You got some fast wide receivers. Let it rip. You know, the worst comes to worst here. He picks it off deep, and it's better than a punt. So either option on those 2 plays is better than looking at throwing across the middle, which there's just a lot of bad things can happen. So look at your high-low concept on one side, and the other side, throw it deep, and I think you'll be in better shape. Oh yeah, I really wanted to show this play here. This is a positive play for you here. You got to do more of this here. This was a terrifically designed blitz. Real nice overload. I even have my running back blocking, and you overloaded that A gap and B gap with that double blitz. Only way I stop this is if I block my tight end, and rarely anybody. I'm one of the few guys that'll block my running back. Nobody blocks their running back and their tight end. I just got to get rid of this faster as an offensive player. Read that blitz and throw it. But this is real well designed, coming through that A gap and B gap blitz. If the A gapper didn't get me, the B gap did. That's really good. Here you go. You're just getting. It looks like your O-line just hung you out to dry here. I'm not sure why I included this video. Yeah, your O-line just got beat here. I have some good pass rushers, so this is going to happen from time to time. Nothing to get upset about here. Maybe if you could have, released a little quicker, but that's asking a lot. Let's look at a little closer here. Your right and left tackle just both got beat quickly, and that's going to happen when they face elite pass rushers, no matter how good they are. So all you can do is, when you see that coming, try to scramble. But that's a tough ask either way, especially when you got 2 happening on the same play. I'm not sure why I was showing that. I think that was more from my own personal highlights, and it just got mixed in here. So not much you can do on that one. Oh, I really like this corner blitz. It really caught me off guard here. I was doing a play action pass here, and I was reading your defensive end, and I thought I had him blocked, and I couldn't even see this cornerback coming because my screen wasn't wide enough. And I saw him at the last minute, and I tried to throw it real quick to my tight end, but there was no way I could release it that fast. Real well designed play here. It's something you can't run all the time, but it's a great change of pace play here. And you pick the wide side. You pick the right side to run this on. You didn't overly cheat. You cheat a little bit inside, but you don't want to overly cheat because the player will pick up on that and throw a counter to it. That was a good play. Well done, crank it up. All right, this pick here, it looks like you're running a flat slant concept, and I love these crossing concepts. But here you're pass leading your receiver, and your quarterback just doesn't have the skill ratings to do that, and he just pass leads into my defender's hands. You had a good read, a good look, and you threw the ball the perfect timing, but you pass leaded it into my defender's hands because your quarterback doesn't have the skills skills to pass lead well. So what I recommend to you here is don't pass lead. Just throw it and do your best. Sure, you're going to be giving up a little bit of rack, but just throw the ball and get it in his belly and do the best with it. Maybe you can juke him. Maybe you can spin around him. But it's just not worth the extra picks that your quarterback's throwing based upon pass leads. That's the second one here. I think there might even be another one in this grouping of plays. So just don't pass lead and you'll be better off, I think, with your quarterback. This video here, this one highlight here too, is another pass lead one that you'd have been better off here. If you would just thrown the ball and got to the sideline, you wouldn't have got a pick here. See, you're throwing it upfield, and that's where my defender is. Just throw the ball to your receiver as he's running to the sideline, and then do your best to turn upfield manually. And I think you're in a better situation. But because you pass lead it, and he's a crappy quarterback, he pass leads it poorly toward my defender, and my really good defender makes a play. So just throw the ball at the receiver right there. That's where you want to catch that ball, right in that spot, and turn it upfield. Don't pass lead it towards my defender, where you're putting yourself in a dangerous spot. And if you have a better quarterback, by all means do that. But with your weaker quarterbacks, I would just get the yards where you can, and then try to make plays manually when you get the ball. So here you go. Throw the ball right now, and then turn it upfield. Don't pass lead that stuff. Oh, after the game, we were chatting and we were talking about how everybody runs underneath coverage around the goal line, and this is a perfect example of it. Now look at that guy you have right in the middle of the field there at the back, near the back of the end zone. He's wide open. And I'm jumping the crossing routes that you have here. I'm all over your crossing routes, but that guy in the back middle of your end zone, he's screaming for that ball, right? So I'm going to try to find some plays for you that take advantage of that concept, throwing towards the back of the end zone, because a lot of guys really focus on underneath coverage when they're throwing inside the 5. And obviously I did here, and I jumped one of your crossing routes. But there's opportunities at the back of the end zone. Like there, now throw it to him, he's wide open. Again, I know things happen really fast, and you're looking at those crossing routes, those 2 inside drag routes, and you don't always see that. But you got to be thinking back of the end zone as more of your primary target as opposed to your crossing routes, because guys sit in cover 2 and those underneath routes, and they're looking to make picks right there, and that's what happened in this situation. So I'll send you some plays that'll work well in this area. Not that this one would as well. This last play, you did a really good job here. You ran a high-low read between a flat and a corner route, and it was executed really well. And actually, both routes were open here. You threw the flag route and had to kind of fit it in there, and your quarterback managed to do so. That was a good job. You could have possibly pass leaded into that spot, but again, that's kind of dangerous with your quarterback rating. So you just threw it in his belly, and he made the play. But you could have thrown the underneath stuff too as well. It was really wide open, and maybe he makes a play and makes somebody miss and gets an equal amount of yards. So both those options were open, and you should look to do more of that. Those levels, high-low levels, work really well. That China concept we mentioned earlier works really well. So you have some positive things going on here too. So I hope this helps you out. Take care. We'll talk to you soon, pal.